I used to think owning a pool was all about skimming leaves, balancing chemicals, and shelling out for chlorine like it was liquid gold, but man, was I wrong. The real nightmare wasn't the upkeep. It was my neighbor, Linda, and her pack of entitled buddies who treated my backyard like their personal resort. They'd waltz in day or night, splashing, laughing, leaving a trail of cheap wine bottles and Dorito crumbs, acting like my pool was the neighborhood's free-for-all water park. I'm Jack, by the way, just a regular guy in a quiet corner of Arizona, living in a house I scraped and saved for after 20 years hauling lumber and swinging hammers on construction sites. This place, brick walls, shaded patio, a pool that sparkles like a desert mirage. It's my pride, my sanctuary, where I'd sit with a cold one, watch my kids cannonball, and feel like I've finally made it. But Linda? She had other plans. She wasn't just any neighbor, she was the neighbor, the kind you hear about in horror stories, the kind who makes you dread checking your mailbox. Mid-50s, peroxide blonde hair with dark roots peeking through, a voice that could wake a coma patient, and a clipboard she carried like a scepter from her days as HOA president. She'd been kicked off the board for being, well, a dictator in yoga pants, but that didn't stop her from acting like she owned the cul-de-sac. It started small wet footprints by the pool, a stray towel that wasn't ours, the faint smell of knockoff perfume hanging in the air. Then one evening, I peeked through my blinds, and there she was, Linda, lounging in my pool in a leopard print swimsuit, sipping rose from a tumbler, looking like she was auditioning for a bad reality show. I marched out, tried to keep it civil. "Hey, Linda, this pool's private, mind asking first." She just laughed, that high-pitched cackle that grates your nerves, and said, "Oh, Jack, don't be so stingy, neighbors share." I bit my tongue, shot back, "Not my pool, they don't," but she waved me off like I was a pesky kid interrupting her sunbathing. Things got worse. She started bringing her crew 3 or 4 women, plus a rotating cast of boyfriends who looked like they'd stumbled out of a dive bar. They'd crank up a Bluetooth speaker, blasting Journey or some twangy country, pop corks, and turn my backyard into their personal spring break. One day, I came home to a half-deflated unicorn floatai bobbing in the water, lipstick smeared on its horn. Come on. I was the one scrubbing algae, testing pH levels, paying for every drop of that water, and they treated it like a public beach. I confronted her again, firmer this time. "Linda, you're trespassing, cut it out." Her smirk could have curdled milk. "Jack, pools are meant to be enjoyed. Why so selfish?" That word, selfish, it burned me up. Selfish? Me? The guy who'd worked double shifts to afford this house? The guy who built that patio with his own calloused hands? Meanwhile, Linda's leaving empty chip bags and bottle caps scattered like confetti. The final straw was her Instagram post. I'm scrolling one night, and there's Linda, posing in my pool, arms raised like she's won the lottery, captioned, "Living the dream, neighborhood perks, pool life." Comments poured in, "Wow, Linda, is this a resort?" Jealous. Where's this paradise? My blood boiled. She wasn't just stealing my pool, she was flaunting it, mocking me, turning my hard-earned home into her social media flex. That was it. No more Mr. Nice Neighbor. I started documenting everything, photos of their trash, videos of Linda slipping through my side gate, screenshots of her smug posts. I thought about dragging the HOA into it, but those meetings are a clown show, and Linda, she'd eat that drama up, spin it to make me the bad guy. No, I needed something sharper, something that'd hit her where it hurt. Sitting on my patio one evening, nursing a beer, staring at the pool's calm surface, I spotted a jug of industrial-strength bleach in the shed, the kind I use to scrub patio stains. The label screamed, "Caution, may cause irritation." And like a light bulb, no, a firecracker, the idea hit. I didn't need to yell, or call the cops, or beg the HOA. I'd let Linda and her crew enjoy their spa day on my terms. A little extra bleach in the pool, not enough to hurt anyone. Just enough to make their skin itch like a mosquito convention and turn Linda's precious dye job into a frizzy disaster. It was perfect poetic even. They'd do the damage to themselves, and I just sit back and watch. I spent that night grinning like a kid plotting a prank, my wife half asleep beside me, mumbling, "What's got you so giddy?" I just whispered, just planning a little neighborly hospitality. The next morning, I hit the hardware store, grabbed a couple more bleach jugs, and stashed them behind the lawnmower where Linda's nosy eyes wouldn't wander. I studied her routine. Saturdays were her big party days. Tuesdays and Thursdays were smaller, just her and a friend or two acting like queens of the desert. Saturday would be my stage. I set up security cameras, angled to catch every splash, every shriek, even tested the audio to make sure I'd hear the chaos. Friday night, under a starry sky, I poured the bleach 3 jugs, slow and steady, swirling into the deep end like a potion. The water stayed crystal clear, innocent-looking, but it was a trap ready to spring. Saturday noon, I took the kids for ice cream, playing it cool, knowing my cameras were rolling. When we got back, I checked the footage, and there was Linda strutting through the gate, tote bag swinging, her posse giggling behind her. They dove in, splashing, laughing, Linda floating on a neon raft with her wine tumbler, like she was Cleopatra herself. I leaned into the screen, heart pounding. Showtime. At first, nothing, just their usual chaos. Then it started. One friend scratched her arm, frowning. Another squirmed, rubbing her shoulders. Linda tugged at her hair, confused, and then bam, a scream that could have shattered glass. My hair. Oh my God, what's happening to my hair? Her blonde locks were turning into a brittle, orange-tinged mess, like a cheap wig left in the sun. Her friends scrambled out, clawing at their skin, yelling about burning, slipping on the deck in a panic. Linda staggered to the ladder, makeup smeared, hair sticking out like she'd been zapped by lightning. I sat back, grinning so wide my face hurt, a beer in hand, watching the best show in town. The aftermath was glorious. They left my yard a wreck, spilled wine, crushed chips, a sad raft drifting in the corner, but Linda? She was a walking disaster, her vanity in tatters. That evening, I was watering the lawn when she stormed past, wrapped in a robe, hair like tumbleweed. She froze when she saw me. No smirk this time, just pure embarrassment. "Something's wrong with your pool," she snapped. I raised an eyebrow. "Funny, it's fine for me." She opened her mouth, then shut it, her friends slinking behind her like scolded dogs. They disappeared into her house, and I heard one mutter, "Never again." Mission accomplished. But it didn't stop there. Linda went quiet for days, no HOA patrols, no barking at kids about their bikes. The neighborhood buzzed with gossip. At the coffee shop, I overheard, "Did you see Linda's hair?" Like a scarecrow got electrocuted. At the mailbox, someone whispered, "Serve her right for sneaking in." I didn't even have to spread the story, it spread itself. Linda's pride, her perfect image, was her Achilles heel, and I'd hit it dead on. Still, I wanted to seal the deal. I sent the footage anonymously, of course, to a few neighbors. Subject line, "Caught on camera, pool party crashers." By morning, it was viral in our little cul-de-sac. Text rolled, and this is gold. "You're a legend." Linda was trapped. She couldn't cry victim without admitting she trespassed. The HOA meeting was the cherry on top. Linda showed up, scarf hiding her fried hair, trying to reclaim her throne. She interrupted the president, Tom, mid-sentence, voice shrill. "There's a health hazard in this neighborhood, a pool with dangerous chemicals. I suffered skin irritation, hair damage, serious distress." I stood up, calm as a desert breeze. "Funny, Linda, how you know so much about my pool's chemicals." The room chuckled. She sputtered, "I was invited." I pulled out my phone, plugged in a USB, and played the footage on the community center's TV. Linda sneaking in, partying, then shrieking as her hair betrayed her. The room erupted gasps, laughter, one guy muttering, "Serve her right." Tom banged his gavel. "Karen, this shows clear trespassing. You're fined and banned from community amenities for 6 months." Linda's face went crimson, her scarf slipping to reveal the frizzy mess. I leaned in, just loud enough for her to hear. "How's that for neighborly spirit?" She glared, but she was done a punchline, not a queen. Linda tried to fight back, spreading gossip, calling the cops, even banging on my door one night, screaming, "You think you've won? You ruined my life." I just leaned against the doorframe, cool as ever. "Linda, you ruined your own life." I just sped up. She slunk away, defeated. Her final attempt was a sad backyard party at her place, murky pool, broken chairs, a dozen awkward guests who left early. Meanwhile, my yard became the neighborhood hub. People who'd avoided me now stopped by for beers, asked if their kids could swim. The community wasn't Linda's anymore, it was ours. Sitting by my pool one evening, kids splashing, my wife reading beside me, I felt real peace. Linda thought she was untouchable, that she could take what wasn't hers because of some HOA crown she wore years ago. But she'd crossed the line, and I'd shown her and everyone that bullies only win if you let them. The HOA posted a notice soon after. "Trespassing is prohibited. Respect your neighbor's property." No names, but we all knew. Linda was finished, her power gone, her driveway empty, her roses wilting. But deep down, I know she's not done. People like her never are. She's out there, plotting, waiting for a comeback. And when she tries, I'll be ready, because this wasn't just about a pool. It was about standing up, drawing a line, and protecting what's mine. So what about you? Got a neighbor or HOA story that makes your blood boil? Drop it in the comments. I want to hear how you dealt with your own Linda, or if you think I went too far. Was I the hero here, or just another guy stirring up drama? Hit that subscribe button for more stories like this. And let's keep the conversation going, because trust me, where there's an HOA, there's always another storm brewing.